Back here at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Mark Abrams here in the media room with my longtime buddy. Been knowing him and working with him off and on since he turned pro, Kenneth Sims Jr.
Yeah.
What's up, Kenny? How you doing?
I'm good.
Out here in Las Vegas, you told me you've been training out here with Coach K. Caroma. How's everything going? I know most of your career you've been training in Chicago. Now you're kind of training out here in Las Vegas. Talk about the differences.
It's a lot of differences. I feel like Las Vegas is a boxing city, so it's always good work here. It's always top-notch sparring, always top-notch everything here when it comes to boxing. So that's where I need to be. Because at home, it's work, but they're not going to help me. It's not going to get me to the level that I want to be at, so I need to be here.
Obviously, you had a pretty good start to your career, had a couple of hiccups, but then that Elvis Rodriguez fight happened. And like I said, I pretty much saw every one of your fights coming up. Something went on. Something got turned on that night, and it stayed on ever since then. Because you're a whole different fight. You're actually you're nice. One of the nicest guys in boxing. Yeah, you're pretty mean in the ring now.
Yeah, I feel like I got a chip on my shoulder. I felt like when I had those hiccups that you talked about, a lot of people that believed in me, a lot of people that didn't believe in me, believed in me even less. So, like, I had to prove that I belong and I'm here to stay, and I needed to get back to where I'm supposed to be at. So I had to make some changes, lock in, and of course I had to add a new element of having the mean streak in there to get a lot more respect when I'm in the ring.
Did you know before that fight that it was going to be different? Did you feel that it was going to be different?
For sure. I had a great camp. I was in camp with Terrence Crawford, Shakur Stevenson. So being around Jared Hurd, being around top guys, it pushed me. Like, I'm competitive. So being around them, they competitive. So we pushed each other in that camp. So ever since that point, every camp I'm in camp with. Now I'm around a lot of young guys, Troy Isley, Bruce Carrington, Duke Reagan. We all push each other. So I feed off that energy in camp, and it carries over to the fight.
Well, what's the one thing, I don't know whether it's you said the energy in camp. What's the one thing that is different? Like the one thing that kind of, like I said, you're a different fighter than you were in your first 10, 12, 14 fights.
Yeah, just learning on the job. I felt like in the beginning I was learning on the job. I ain't really had no experience. I didn't have anyone. It was just me and my dad. I didn't have anybody guiding me through the process of what it takes to be a real pro. I feel like that's what's different now. I'm a professional fighter. I might have been, I use the words, I was an amateur fighter fighting professional fights at that moment back in the day. But now I'm a real legit professional fighter, and that's the big difference.
And I know, recently, I guess the past year, you became a father.
Yep.
How much it's strange, and we'll talk about something.
I became a father again exactly a month ago today.
Okay, well, congratulations. I didn't know you had numbers there.
Yeah.
So even when we're talking about something that's outside the ring, nothing to do with you throwing a punch, probably it has a lot to do with the way you not only look at boxing, the way you train. I talk to fighters; they think of their baby's face, and it makes them go that extra round in the gym, or hit the bag for 3 more minutes. I
feel like that's a big motivation because you got people that depend on you now. Of course, you want to do stuff for your parents. You want to take care of them, but when it's a kid involved, it's really you have no choice. You gotta provide. So every time I'm in there, like, this is the way I take care of my family. This is the way, like, I know it's about legacy. That's what I want too. But at the end of the day, I need to make sure this is successful so I can take care of my family.
We're here in Las Vegas. We're here in the media room for this fight, Benavidez and Plant. Give me your 2 cents.
It's a good fight. I'm rocking with Caleb. I knew Caleb a long time.
It's amazing. I've interviewed 5 fighters today. All of them are picking Caleb Plant.
Yeah, I've known Caleb a long time. So my first time as an amateur when I was on the USA boxing team, my first time on the team, me and Caleb were teammates. So I can't go against the grain. I think it's a competitive fight. I think it's pretty textbook. It's gonna be Benavidez, the pressure fighter. Caleb got a box. So whoever can implement their game plan the best, that's who's gonna win.
Question I asked Caleb the other day. He's been through all this stuff with the Canelo fight. Even though he didn't win it, he went through all this stuff, you know, media obligations, this, that, the other. And I asked him how much he think this is the first time for Benavidez, you know, a fight of this magnitude. Cal believes that little things like that really make a difference. You know, kind of going through the, I guess the car wash fight. You know, getting bombarded for this, and you know, people hooting and hollering at weigh-ins. Were you at the weigh-in?
No, I was sparring.
Okay.
I had to spar today, so I
don't know if you saw.
I was at the press conference. I wasn't.
I don't know if you saw the weigh-in that Caleb made the stare down, put his finger on.
Yeah, I saw a video clip.
I mean, what do you get out of that? I mean, no one ever does that with you because you're a good dude.
Yeah, I don't really take too much out of it.
Nah, like maybe Caleb trying to get under his skin a little bit.
Yeah, I mean that could work. That works with some people. I feel like it's a two-handed thing. It could either motivate Benavidez and make him a lot sharper and make him think more, or it can make him emotional and go out there and do something crazy.
Do something stupid,
at this level,
open himself up for something.
Yeah, I think at this level, though, it's not really that one. It's just going to make him sharper, I think. And Benavidez trash talking Caleb to his dad. So I think, my bad. I think both of them going to be extra motivated for this fight. So I don't think the trash talk is going to affect what happens in the ring at this level of boxing.
Back to you right before we came on here. You said that possibly June you could be getting back in there.
Yep, June-ish. I got the word yesterday. I was thinking May, but they told me yesterday.
I know you started rising up the rankings. Is this going to be some kind of for a belt or elimination type of thing, or?
I'm still waiting on all the details. So all I got is the area around what date it's going to be. I don't even know the exact date yet. So.
I bet you'd like.
But it's a good fight for me. Good opportunity, good big fight.
I think you brought the Chicago weather out here. I come out here for a week. It's freezing out here. What the heck's going on here?
Oh, when I got here, I said the same thing because I was in Arizona with the Ramos brothers training last week. And then when we got here, I had
so talk about that. So talk about, you say you have a little intel. We got two of the fighters.
I sparred with Cody Crowley and Abel Ramos.
Oh, wow. So for this fight?
No, I sparred with Cody last year. Then I sparred with Abel twice.
All right, well, you're a guy who would know as well as anyone. I know it was a year ago for one of them. Who do you like in that fight? I mean, that
fight I think is going to be a war.
Do you?
Yeah, and I think whoever can outlast the other guy wins.
So you're not gonna say which one you thought was better?
Oh, nah, I'm not gonna do that. It's fun. I don't really.
Well, you get an indication. Guys,
I mean, they both good, so I don't get to sparring. I keep it.
Did you work with Abel? I mean, did you work with Jesus at all for this fight?
Not this fight. I worked with him before his last fight.
What do you think of him and Spencer? That's a very interesting fight.
I think Jesus is on a different level than Joey Spencer. I don't think Joey Spencer is ready for this. He may be one day, but at the moment, I don't think he is. He might surprise me, but I think Jesus is a level above him right now.
There's a guy who's been in the ring with some of the guys who he knows Cal for 100 years, spar with Abel, spar with Crowley, spar with Jesus. Anyone else he's on the card you spar with?
Nah.
Three's enough. Three's enough. No, but it's going to be a tremendous fight. Are you coming to the fight?
Yeah, I'll be there.
You'll be there. Kenny Sims Jr., a guy, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, right?
Yeah. It's just about that time. Everybody.
Did you ever thought, because now you're both, fighting on premier boxing champions type of fights, you and Elvis again?
Yeah, they talked about it before.
Oh, they have? Okay.
It didn't go that far, but they talked about it before. Maybe one day.
Is that something, I guess you'll probably say if it's worth something, if it's for a belt or something, that's something that you would gladly entertain?
Yeah, for sure. There's been talks about it, but one day maybe it happened.
What did you think of his performance against Adorno?
It's good.
Yeah.
Look about the same as when I fought him, about the same. I think Adorno is a 35, 30 pound.
Correct. And actually, Adorno, and I saw Joseph last week in PA. It's the best I've ever seen him box, Adorno. He's not known to beat a boxer.
I think he's a 35, maybe 30.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a smaller guy. But he showed maybe you laid a blueprint with your boxing ability on Elvis Adorno, who's not known as a boxer, boxed really well, in long stretches against Rodriguez. So maybe you set a blueprint on that. You actually did beat him, but for future opponents against Rodriguez.
Maybe. Who knows?
Well, we'll see you back on June, hopefully on Showtime, maybe. And,
hopefully, maybe. I don't know. I'm still waiting to find out myself.
Well, we did 10 good minutes with Kenny Sims Jr., Chicago's finest.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for a few minutes of your time, and we'll talk to you along the way.
Appreciate you, Mark.
There you go.